Okay, so today we're going to be analyzing some more solves. So this video is in vertical mode, and it looks like you're starting to do yellow cross line here. From what I can tell, it looks really nice because already right here you have this yellow pair. I mean, this cross is actually pretty easy. Let's just take a look at what you do first. Okay, so first off, it looks like you're doing a lot of moves for your cross. Since you're doing sub 15 solves, I would say to work on planning your full cross in inspection, and you wanted me to go over some cross examples. So let's take a look at this. So we have this piece right here, this piece here, this here, and then this piece here. Do a R prime to move this piece over because this is going to be opposite. And then over this piece right here, I can just move down to red. After that, I know this pair is going to be in the back, not going to be disrupted. Then I'll do an R, and then after that I'll do an L. And before I insert this piece in by doing an F2, since it's breaking that up, I'll just do what you could do is a D2 first, and then over here rotate, because it's also going to be good for look ahead. When you have this pair, you put it in and then you insert your last cross piece in. Okay, so my mistake, you were doing white cross the whole time, so let me just redo this. So starting off again with white cross here, you do a B, it looks like, to put that piece in. Okay, that cross is actually pretty solid. So it looks like right there you did a D2 and another flick. In your inspection, just remember which way you're supposed to do a D move. I'll do an example of this cross, what I would do. So I'd hold blue in the front and you held green in the front, F prime and a B prime at the same time, like that. So I can move this piece in, and then now I can just throw a D prime away from being solved. Also solving this cross piece, but then I'll do it D prime, and then I'm also looking ahead to this pair, so I know this corner is going to be right here and the edge is not going to be disrupted. So F2, and then what you can also do is a U prime in addition, and then to pair it up like that before you insert that last cross piece. Anyway, for first pair, it looks like you have a lot of options. I saw that green and orange pair, that was really nice, but the first thing is you're solving that red and blue pair into the back. So it's a lefty insert into the back. I think it's really good that you're doing that. I don't have much to critique about that. That's a nice finger trick you did there. I was seeing. I would immediately go for this pair, probably the green and orange. Yep, you're going for that. Really nice. Good execution actually. And then immediately rotating to see what you want to pair up, and then rotating back. So another thing you could start implementing in your solves is the FRU R prime algorithms. So this is probably not the best example here, but you could use it in a scenario like this where you have diag slots, which you did have before, and just do an F move. You can just solve your pairs in a different way than usual. That can sometimes set it up to a better case. So we normally would solve the back pair first. So I would do this F12 pair into the back, and then you would solve this. That's the gist of it. Your solution for this pair is actually pretty good. It's just that the double rotation there, it's something you don't want to do in your solve. All right, this last pair, really nice. Something I would do personally myself. Looks like you got pretty nice F2L. And here's this last OLL, nice. Okay, and lastly, you have a T-perm. Okay, first off, I have nothing to critique about that OLL, but then you had a T-perm at this angle right here, a U2 away from being solved at the end. A cool trick you can do that I recently learned to have no AUF is start the alg off like this, and then R2, U prime, R prime, and then do a U after that. So think of it as you're bringing this whole entire section over here, and then you do an F prime right here, and then you just insert this pair over here. It looks something like this. Otherwise, a slight lockup there on the T-perm, that's expected, but otherwise not too much to critique about that solve. So for this second solve, it looks like you're going to do red cross on here. I don't see the cross to be extremely good, except that on white you do have this free pair right here and then this pair as well. You could probably work on preserving it. I mean, in this scenario, I'll just show you a white cross example from the scramble you had. So here are my cross pieces, this here, this, this. I would preserve this pair in the back because I think it's going to be a lot easier. Do a B, R prime, B to put that piece in, but also saving that over there, R prime, F prime, and then solving the rest like usual. And then just putting that into the back. And then I can also look ahead to that pair. So that's what I would do on white, but you go for red, and let's check out your solution. Okay, so it looks really solid to me actually. Did really well on your cross here. I think your cross is actually pretty good. Here's this pair as well. There is a way to solve it rotationless, but at the same time, you're solving it into the front right. I wouldn't see it really to be necessary if you learn something that'll just save one rotation here when it's gonna be in the front right. But immediately what I would notice is while you're inserting this pair here, I would notice this red, white, and blue pair, because it's a split pair and you can insert it into the back left slot over there. So once you insert that, you can, if I'm not making sense, this is what I mean. If you have a pair something like this, you could do an L, U2 L prime like that to put it into the back like that. Okay, so now you're transitioning onto your second pair. I think you're doing the blue and white pair and you're inserting it with F moves in the back. Really nice. But I think it was in the wrong slot, I'm pretty sure. So make sure to just be aware of that. And I feel like you're rotating a little bit too much in your solves. So when you see something, just think about it, and instead of rotating automatically, it's better to think about it a little bit than instead of rotating and then realizing maybe, oh, I think I could do something better from this angle instead, and solving that case, because that'll lead to a lot of errors. And as you can see, you're putting that pair into the back there, and you're just basically taking out the pair you inserted before. And then here's the last 2-gen solution that you can just do quite easily here as well. Nothing much to critique about that. Okay, this AUG is actually pretty nice there. I use a different one, but it's practically the same thing. And here's a J-perm. Okay, that was actually a really nice execution. I like how you finger tricked it with your thumb at the bottom. And I'll just take a look at that, the J-perm at full speed. Let's see. See, this is really solid, your OLL and PLL. I mean, honestly, your OLL and PLL is really spot on there. I think you just have some instinctive thing to rotate when you do F2L. That's the only thing I'd say. Solve number 3, judging by the way you're holding the cube, it looks like you're going to do cross at white. Oh, okay, fancy insert into the back there. That's a little bit risky. So I think what I do for this cross is do a U to solve this orange, and then I do an F and then insert this green into the back. So that is 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, 6. 6 moves for 5. It looks like 5, but you have an awkward finger trick in the back with that B. It's kind of weird in the back. I mean, I know you're trying to do something with that, but try to stick with your cross being RULD, an RULD solution instead. Because 1, it's easier to look ahead, and 2, it's much easier to finger trick with. Even though that might be a little bit more optimal, it's better to do one more move with better finger tricks than to have less moves that is with worse finger tricks. Okay, and what you're doing, you saw that corner, I'm pretty sure, of the red and green pair, so you're gonna go into that one immediately, really nice, and then insert it into the back. Okay, solid there. And then I can see you're probably gonna go for the orange and blue there. Good look ahead already, actually. I have to say, this is actually really nice. Okay, and there you go. Oh wow, right into that pair. And lastly, you have that. So the U3, I'm a little bit confused, but I'd sort of be in that case also. But you're left, I believe, with a dot case. All right, so let's pretend you have this and you have no cross pieces at the top, and you want to solve this split pair. You want to orient some edges on the cross to make it a bit better for OLL. What you could do is the S move like that. Do S move and then insert the pair, S, sexy move, S prime. And that'll give you a better case if you get something like this, like that. I think this is the OLL for it. It's good you know that. That's the exact same AUG I use. And lastly, your execution, U3 for the R perm as well. I would recommend just going on Felix Zemdeg's the two-sided PLL recognition thing on cube skills, and you're locking up quite a bit on this R perm. That could be a really good solve, but unfortunately, you kind of messed up at the end. As for the R perm, let me just go over finger tricks so it doesn't happen again. Make sure you're alternating hands with that U2 in the beginning. F prime like that, R2. Rolling R2 at the end is good. If you find yourself locking up on PLL quite a bit at the end and sort of nervous, then try to drill them also when you're practicing, because it'll help out a lot doing PLL time attacks. But this is just a mistake. Maybe you were a little bit nervous on camera. Okay, so overall, to be honest, your solves are actually really good. You have a lot of similar things that you use in your solves with mine. Your cross is actually pretty solid. You do some pretty nice things, except for this last solve where you did the flick in the back. Definitely not the best. If you want to insert a cross piece into the back like this cross piece, just do wide moves instead of doing a B move if you're going to do that, because it's a little bit more finger jerk friendly. As for F2L, your F2L pairs are actually really solid, except that don't rotate on instinct. If you find yourself going too fast sometimes, just take your TPS down a notch and not always going so fast. I'll just do a quick slow solve to show you what exactly it should look like. I'll try to minimize my rotations. So there we go. That's just a really quick slow solve there. OL and PLL are actually really good. Keep in mind the last thing I said about the R-perm. If you can, let me know how your progress goes. I hope you can get better. I can see you becoming sub 10 in the near future with all the fundamentals you have, and I think you got really good skills here. So thank you so much for submitting your solves. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you did enjoy. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. As always, catch you guys in my next video. Peace.